Hi, it's Katja, the audio artist, and I just wanted to do an update on my first evaluation today that I had. So here I do art, and we talk about autism and art and whatever else we want to do. And if that sounds like something you like and you've not been here before, please subscribe. And if you're returning, welcome back. Please remember hit the like and subscribe buttons. So I went to my appointment today and I was almost late because I went to the wrong building. But it was raining and I was carrying all my stuff, and it was kind of crazy, and I just started, I could feel a meltdown coming on, and I was like, oh no, not right now. I need to be able to talk. I need to be able to talk to this doctor. But I had my binders with me, and we got in there, and I felt like, even though it was cold, I felt hot all of a sudden. I just was like, everything was wrong. I ended up going to the bathroom and splashing water, and we get into the doctor's office, and I'm as soon as I got in there, it just hit me oh my god, this is real. And I just remember seeing he had a bunch of gnomes everywhere, and he had these two huge windows, and I went over to one of the windows in the corner, and I just he had this big time turner sand thing. I flipped it over, and I just stood there, and I just started crying, and I just started trying to take everything off, and thankfully I had somebody there supporting me, and they were like, she's a little bit speaking on my behalf, she's a little bit upset. She's worked really hard on this. She's been anticipating this for a long time and been very anxious. And it might take her a while to be able to speak. And the doctor was so nice and calm and patient, and I managed to use hand signals, move to tell my tell I need to get to my bag. So I got to my bag, and I took out both of the binders, and I just I don't know, I wasn't even thinking, okay? I just I didn't even walk over to him. I crawled over there, and I just handed it to him, and I just started trying to point at stuff, and I had kind of stuff, and the person that came with me was able to kind of explain what I was trying to do. Oh my god, also when I went in the corner, and I had just put this on just for looks, I didn't actually think I was going to use it. But I didn't have any other fidgets in my hands, and I was just none of that was planned. I feel like I had a complete meltdown, and it was one of those instances where I was actually able to work through it and kind of come out of it. But I was so desperate to have the doctor look at my 4 years of research in my binder. So I kind of went through that with him. I ended up taking my socks and shoes off. I was so hot. I had it was 45 degrees, and I was just still taking my jackets off and my socks and shoes, and then I felt more comfortable, and then I was able to sorry, I'm kind of sleepy, but I was able to show him the sections and stuff, and I showed him how I showed y'all the sticky notes for the DSM-5, and he said something along the lines of, wow, so you've already determined by the criteria that, the DSM-5 that you, that you fit the criteria. And he was blown away basically by the amount of information I gave him. And I said, and and the person speaking for me, I couldn't talk, was like, yeah, she's worked really hard on that. She's been working on this nonstop for like months, years, like, and the doctor asked me, how long you been working on this, like how many years, and I was like, so he said something along the lines of, it was like an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour long that we were in there. And I only know that because that's what they said it was going to be. But, I had complete time blindness. So I was like, whatever. But he was looking through it and he said what we were going to do next. And he said, I'm already picking up a lot of just from interacting with you right now. Like, I struggle to speak, and all of the stuff that happens when I am, not functioning completely, those things were happening. And I was too, like, I would have been embarrassed if we were somewhere else, I guess, but at this point, I was just like, it wasn't a matter of like, make your point or like being embarrassed or anything. I was just so desperate to show him these binders. And I was so like, in my head, I'm like, please don't be like all the other doctors. Like, he even said to me, and no one's ever suggested autism to you. Like, he basically said he had what he needed. He didn't say it like, I'm giving you autism, but he said that, we basically, some of the stuff you've already filled out. He gave me some forms to fill out. I'll show you that in a second. But we're going back in 12 days, and he said that's when I'll be doing cognitive test in office. And I'm like, IQ test? I've done so many of those. And they were trying to figure out what was going on with me when I was younger. But, and a lot of these papers, it's already information I gave him in that binder. But I left the binders with him. He wanted to look through them. But I just felt like he got me. I was literally on the floor. Like, I don't think I even sat in a chair. I just like got on the floor with no socks and shoes on. And I was just like kneeling next to him and pointing at stuff on the binder that, oh my gosh, I was a hot mess. Okay. So, but I guess in a way that worked to my advantage so that he could actually see what I look like when I'm in that state, because that's really what happens. So, yeah, so the cognitive test, though, he said was going to be like more fun. It'll be like on iPads and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. So I guess I'll just show you the paperwork that I'm going to do. And, yeah, basically it was just like I think he wanted to ask questions, like, but most of the questions he was asking I had already like wrote in there, and I was flipping through the thing and just pointing at stuff, and he was just like, okay, wow, and he said he was really impressed with that. And he actually knew what embrace-autism.com was. As we were in there and I knew he was taking me seriously and he was being patient and kind, I settled down and I was able to make like better sentences. So yeah, I'll show you the paperwork I'm having to fill out. Oh, also, the paperwork that my mom sent, it didn't come until afterwards, but that's okay because he gave something for the person going with me to fill out. And I'll also bring that along with me too. So let me show you what paperwork I have. Okay, so this is just like general information. I just covered this up because I already wrote my information there. And there's my appointment, who referred you, primary care physician, just medical information, how many times you've been to the emergency room, for what reasons, history of illnesses, ear infections, high fever, convulsions, dizziness, what would you rate your overall level of intelligence? I don't know. So, what of the following is typical for you? Restless, inattentive, angry, sullen, sad, withdrawn, shy, fearful, awkward, uncoordinated. I don't know. Please describe any other behaviors or concerns that you have. I feel like, do I really need to write this in? Because I gave him freaking 2 binders, dude. But anyway, then this, I haven't heard of this before. This is called, I guess, CARS, CAARS 2, self-report response booklet. And it asks questions like, I lose or misplace things that I need. I try to follow the rules. It's hard for me to shift my focus when needed. I lack confidence in myself. So it's just like a bunch of like questions. I'm not really sure what this is trying to get at. Think about your entire life, then answer the following item. I have thought about or attempted suicide. I have deliberately harmed my body. So it's like, I guess, an overall sense of self kind of thing. And then I've already been diagnosed ADHD, but I think he wants to like test me again or something. The ADHD self-report scale, or the ASRS-V 1.1 symptom checklist, self-report. Yeah, so there's this one. That's 18 items, and then there's another one. So there's 2 18 question ones. And then BAI, B-A-I, and you're supposed to like fill in common symptoms of anxiety. So I guess it's just like asking about my anxiety level, and it wants to know during the past week, including today. So, and I've done this, like, as something like this, like, multiple times. Like, every time I would go get, like, infusions for iron, because I'm anemic, I'd have to do this, and a lot of times my PCP will give me one of these, just because they know I have anxiety, I think. Then I have the BDI-2. And this I think is, I think this is about depression, because it's asking about sadness, self-dislike, self-criticalness, loss of pleasure, stuff like that. So, and it's I think it's the same thing, in the past 2 weeks, including today. And this one is like 20 questions. Then the AQ10, which I've already done, and he knows that I already did it. He said there's some in there that you've already done, but I just want you to do it again. So the AQ10, and then the Autism Spectrum Quotient, or the AQ, which I've also already done, but I'll do it again. Then I have the SRS2, which is the social responsiveness scale. I think I did something like this from Embrace Autism. But I don't know that it's the same thing. I tend to isolate myself. It's 65 questions. I'm much more uncomfortable in social situations than when I'm by myself. Almost always true. Like, so I can already fill this one out, yeah. So anyway, there's that one. Screened for adult anxiety related disorders, also known as SCARED, SCAARED. So I guess this is about anxiety related disorders. I don't know what all these are. PASO, SOS, SUP, GA. I guess these are like codes or something that they know. So it's not true or hardly ever true, somewhat true or sometimes, and then very true or often true. I worry about things working out for me. When I get anxious, I sweat a lot. Okay, so it's like stuff like that. And then this one is, how often have you experienced each of the following in the last 2 months? So this one is like headaches, insomnia, weight loss, stomach problems, etc. And it's a few pages long. It's 40 questions, and you just have to, put 0, 1, 2, or 3. So never, sometimes, often, always. And then this is some test booklet. MCMI4, the Milton Clinical Multi-Taxational Inventory. I don't really know what that, I haven't done this. Lately my strength, so let's see, how many questions is it? It is 195 questions, and it's true and false only. Oh, he specifically said on this, sometimes you're going to want to put both true and false, but only put true or false. So do the one that's most often true for you. Like, put true or false for whichever is more honest. Like, if it says, I always make sure that my work is well planned and organized. If that's mostly true, then put true. If it's usually not true, then put false, basically, is what he was saying. And then, addition to these that I have to complete, he gave me 2 more for somebody else that's close to me to complete. Actually, I'm not sure if this is one I need to complete, but I am going to get them to help me complete it, because some of this stuff, like, I don't know the answers to, like, and it seems like I should know these things, but, like, I don't know, like, ask a store clerk for help if an item can't be found, tells other about a store hours of operation, follows another person's directions to nearby places. And it even, this is ages 16 to 89, but it has questions like, says the names of other people, for example, mommy, daddy, or other names. It says hello or goodbye to others, answers the telephone by saying hello, uses sentences with noun and verb. And this says ability is not able, 0. Or 1, never or almost never when needed, sometimes when needed, or 3, always or almost always when needed. And then there's this little box here that you can check that says check only if you guessed, which I thought was interesting. So, and there's different sections of this. So this is the communication section, the community use section, functional academics, home living, health and safety, leisure, social, and work. And then they have a space for comments on the back. I'm probably going to need help on that one. This one is the SR-2 social responsiveness scale for a relative or other report, though. So it's 65 questions. And so they're going to be answering like, seems much more uncomfortable in social situations than when alone. Okay, so that one's the same as... Okay, so there's 2 of these. So one's for me and one's for someone else. Interesting. But yeah, so that's the paperwork that I got. And I don't know, I felt so like great afterwards. I felt like this weight was lifted off of me. And the way he worded it when I was leaving, he was just like, so the next thing is we're going to do your cognitive test in 12 days. And also, we don't need a prior authorization from your type of insurance. Yay! So I don't have to worry about that. And the 3rd meeting will be the last meeting where I give you your diagnosis and... you know, we talk about the reports and everything, and like we go over that. But anyway, his whole office was like gnomes everywhere, and like when I got home, I just felt like I had to like make him a gnome. So I made this little gnome for his office. I know maybe that's weird to do, but after my whole life of being misdiagnosed and finally a doctor that actually listened and seemed like they freaking knew what they were doing and they understood, I just felt like it. So anyway, that's all I'm really wanting to share tonight with you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And trying to make my face visible again. There we go. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions, or just words of encouragement, that would be really great. Hey Claire, I was actually just ending, but it did go well. I had a complete and utter meltdown because I was thinking I was going to be late, and that they sent out a thing saying if you're 10 minutes late, we have to reschedule, and I went to the wrong building. Thanks, Tracy. So basically I have all this paperwork to fill out. Yeah. He was like completely blown away and impressed by my notebooks that I had. It was raining. I was carrying all that stuff. I was nervous. I was afraid. I've been misdiagnosed before. I've been not taken serious before, like since I was 5, okay? And I was just like already freaking out with my support person that was taking me. I was already just like not listening. They're like, walk this way, come with me, come over here, the elevator's over here. And I was just already like, And like and it was cold outside. It was like 40 something. And by the time I got in there and I just went to the bathroom and had to like, I literally like took my clothes off and like rinsed off in the sink. I know, crazy, but I was just like, and I could not settle down. When we got into his office, it was like covered with gnomes, and I was just like, the only other thing I saw in there, I walked up to, like, he had these two big windows, and I just walked over there and I saw the like time turner sand thing, and I flipped it over, and I was just like, I just looked at it and I was just thinking, time's running out. And I just like started crying. I was like freaking out. And I'm glad someone went with me because I was like completely nonverbal. I was literally like grunting and using gestures. And, typically that would be something I would be embarrassed about doing in public, but I was just desperate. My one goal was, you will look at my notebooks. I will make you look at these notebooks. So I was just like, trying to have them move so I could get to my note. Like, first of all, I had to take all of my jackets off. I literally had to take my socks and shoes off. I was like, just like so uncomfortable in my skin and everything. I was just like, I gave him the notebooks and flipped it open and started showing him like how I fit the criteria. He's like, so you already know that, you already identified how you fit the criteria? And then he was just like looking through on it. So like he did all these tests, and like he was kind of flabbergasted that no one had ever diagnosed me before. And I did settle down, and I did get to where I could make sentences even if they were broken. And because at first, and I didn't even sit in the chair. I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't even thinking straight. I was just like, okay, give him the notebooks. Okay, now I need to take my socks and shoes off. And then I just knelt next to the doctor on the floor. Like, who does that? I probably looked batshit crazy. But I was just like, just look at the notebook. That's what I was thinking in my head, But the person that was with me was super supportive. If you're rewatching this after I posted, I'm sorry. I am saying all of this stuff again because people are on here live. Yeah, it was overwhelming. And he all but looked like he wanted to just like give me the diagnosis on the spot. He said, just from observing you since you've been here, I already can tell. Like, I can already see traits. And based on this incredible like thing that you put together, that's amazing. But he made me feel really good. Thanks, Claire, for saying that I was brave. Yeah, it really was a meltdown. But afterwards, when I left, I was like, oh my God. In 12 days, I go back for just the cognitive test, and then I'll go back again a third time, and he said, I'll give you your diagnosis and we'll go over everything. And one question I did ask, because 2 days before before today, before I went there, I saw on Embrace Autism that they had, I'm sorry, my mouth is really dry. Hydrate. That they had like YBOC, I think, which is for OCD. And I was like, oh, he'll probably try to rule that out, so I might as well just take that. I had no idea what OCD was, guys. I literally did not know. I thought I was ruling OCD out. But what I essentially did was rule it in. But then I got really confused and I tried to research autism with ADHD and OCD, but all I could see is verses, videos, and scholarly articles or anything about it. I couldn't find anything on the internet that said anything about all three occurring. And that was like one of the only questions I asked him. I said that I took that YBOC test. Basically what I just told you, except like choppier. And then I said, can all three occur? Is that possible? He said yes, actually. And I had also told him, I have, he asked me if autism ran in my family. I said yes. I said also my son has Tourette syndrome and ADHD. And Tourette syndrome, and I said I had wondered if I have Tourette's because I do have tics, which are different from my stems. And I have different stems. I have stems that are like, they make me feel better. And then I have other stems that are just like concentration stems, if that makes sense. If you're an ADHDer, which is what I was assuming I was, but then add on top of that OCD, if that's, I don't know what he's going to say ultimately, but he said, yeah, they can all occur. But wouldn't that be crazy if I had all four of those things, like with Tourette syndrome too? Like, oh my God, no wonder life has been so freaking hard. Anyway, yeah, that, I liked him so much after seeing all his gnomes in his office, and I painted him a little gnome, a rock out gnome for his collection. But yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching this for the first time and you got to see me repeat myself, but if you go back, if you just got here, I literally go through every single paper that I had to fill out and what they are. But yeah, I feel so relieved. I haven't had any heart palpitations today. I was able to eat. I took a nap. I laughed today. I've just like, I was told I haven't seen you happy in a long time. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I just this should be proof alone that information and validation means so much. Like, it can completely change a person's life. Yeah, so that's how that went. And also, on the side of the road on the way home after pancakes, guess what I found? Just sitting on the curb. I found a Disney Princess Playhouse. Oh my God. Okay, because if you know me, I collect dolls and I like to use dolls in my art, and I like to like also customize them and stuff. And I'm starting to put some of them, I can't tell if y'all see that, I'm starting to put some of them up, but I'm building new shelves. So, but also, not just that, a freaking, guys, a Barbie airplane, dude. Look at this. For free. drizzling in the rain. I grabbed it and I Clorox wiped the heck out of it. I never had a Barbie. Oh, this is something I didn't see before. It has a back hatch. Ah! I never had a Barbie vehicle. I am so stoked. Okay. Look at this. It's got like the overhead storage for you to put their luggage. And it's got like snacks and stuff. Like, I guess it's supposed to be like the bathroom or whatever. But like the seats move. And they have little like seat belts. And then, you know, like they have like the pilot area. And there's wheels on it. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna go in a display with some Barbies in it. Like, for sure. And the wings like fold up. And I did take out like the cardboard things that were in that playhouse, and I ironed them, and they're like almost brand new looking now. I'm just waiting to put them back in. And this, I saw this too. I almost didn't pick this up because I was like, what is that? It's a freaking Polly Pocket playset, and it's an alicorn. And it's pink and purple. And it's got sparkles. And I was like, I never had any Polly Pocket toys. Okay? Never. Okay, so this is how this one works. You pull the tab. And this oh, I guess it goes this way. The magical playland opens up. And, so in here, it had, like, a little tiny chair. A tiny Polly Pocket. And she's got purple hair. And then a little purple alicorn. Oh my god. And then also there's this little unicorn float. So Polly can fit in here. And then there's like little heart thing. So it clips onto any of these hearts. So it can go on the rainbow. It can go on here and spin. I don't know what this button was supposed to do, but it's there. But I do know if you press this, it's like a little trampoline for her to be in. This spins. This spins. Maybe there was... I don't know why that's like that. If you open this up, her little castle, so there's balconies she can stand on. And she's got like her bed. And then like 2 chairs and a table in here. And I just thought, okay, I don't care if people think I'm childish. I don't care. I give up. I give up caring what people think. I like it. I think it's cool. It's mine. It's my first Polly Pocket. And hey, I'm happy. And it's just like everything just kept going right today. And I feel like calmer. And my stomach didn't hurt today. And I didn't have like my heart didn't go into AFib today. I don't know if I've been telling y'all, but yeah, I've been having some heart-related stuff lately. And yeah, also, my doctor's office called me. I'm supposed to have surgery to have my gallbladder out. So that's going to happen on the 6th. But on the 30th, I'm going... I have all these appointments. But anyway, I'm going to get new glasses. Yay. And they were booked till August, but I was able to get them to do, I told him, I've been getting migraines, and I literally, like, my left eye went completely blurry for like 2 hours, and I've been having issues. And I really need to get something for my sensory problems. Like, I need some sunglasses, like prescription sunglasses, you know. And so she said, well, we have a cancellation and we can see you May 9th. And in the past, I wouldn't have said all that stuff. I would have just been like, okay, I guess give me my August appointment, and been really upset about it. But I advocated for myself. I'm really proud of myself. And also I'm getting my heart monitor, my eye doctor. I have it all written down. But yeah, I have like all these things. So, and they're getting me a heart monitor. I have to wear it for months. So, yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be okay. I think that, yes, I do have these medical problems, but I think that not having answers to this and being so stressed out about it and worried about it has kind of made them worse lately. So yeah. Claire, you're talking to me. Sorry. Oh, good night, Tracy. Sounds like it was really overwhelming. What you did was brave. Thank you. I'm glad you can get some answers. You need to give it a makeover. What kind of makeover? Which item were you talking about? Eric, cool after midnight. Oh, is it? I'm kind of tired, but I just feel like I really needed to do this video. Actually, I came upstairs because I wanted to just do some art before I fell asleep. Oh, you love Polly Pocket? You know, actually, I had a friend when I was a kid. It's weird how I would make friends when I was little. It was always through my mom, but she was like my best friend when I was a kid. And she had so many Polly Pockets, and I didn't know what those were. Like, I didn't have any growing up, but I played. It immediately made me think of her, though. Eric says, I'd bet Marquetta from Ali Tempora would find this fascinating if she found it. And Claire, the Barbie house could be a cool makeover. Oh, actually, it's not Barbie. I think it's Disney because it has like Chip on it from Beauty and the Beast, and it has like some stuff that looks like it's from Ariel, like sea stuff, and it has like all the different princesses. So I don't know, like. So it's made in China. It's Hasbro. It also says the UK. Represented by Hasbro Europe. Okay. Sold by Park. I don't know. But anyway, like, just for example, the ones that I did leave in, I think this one's Princess and the Frog, right? Because it has the froggy on here. But I did take out, like, there's things that go in these slots, but I actually took them out and I ironed them because they're cardboard and I didn't want them to get messed up. But I think this looks like Aurora. Like, it has like the little, it has like a little fairy up there, like from Sleeping Beauty. And all this like opens out more. I was thinking about doing it different. I'm all about that. Like, okay, guys, we're gonna goth this out, you know? Because I've always actually wanted to do that. And I can change, like, the pink airplane to a different color. Because, like, at least if it's gonna be pink, it has to have glitter. Eric Allen said, I'd bet. Oh, I read that. Then he said, I just woke up like I do most nights. This popped up and glad I found it in real time. All good. Neat stuff. Even though not as deep to me as y'all. Great though, nice seeing serenity and enthusiasm. I'm gonna head off to bed. Yeah, I'm about to head off to bed too. I just was reiterating what I had already said, just because y'all popped in right when I was actually doing my sign off. So here goes my sign off. Thanks everybody for being here. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I need one more subscriber to hit my first 100. And if you could please help the algorithm and hit that like button, that really helps. And your comments are very much appreciated. And remember that there's no I can't, and I'm learning how to go make art.